What's up, guys? It's your boy T,
It's your boy D.
It's your boy Jay.
and we are Unquoted coming at you guys real quick. All right, guys. So starting off today, I think Jay has got a topic he wants to touch upon. Go ahead, Jay.
So we're gonna start the show off with Ellen DeGeneres, with a lot of her former employees and people who used to work for her coming out of the woodworks with a lot of stuff that they've said negative about her and her producers on the show. We have like former employees. One guy who was on Everybody Loves Raymond has said about her, saying that she allowed a toxic workplace. He said, sorry, it comes from the top and trickles its way down, essentially, and knows multiple employees who were treated horribly by her. There were dozens of former employees of the Ellen Show saying that their executive producers engaged in rampant sexual misconduct and harassment. One employee said that Ellen DeGeneres had told them specifically, do not say anything to me this entire time while we were going through the interviewing process. Don't say a word to me. That's like some of the stuff that was coming out of Ellen's mouth. And then you have some of her producers engaging in sexual misconduct and harassment. So it sounded like it was a very toxic workplace culture, and there's a lot of former employees coming out of the woodworks exposing her. And now she's, of course, apologized like everybody else that's been getting exposed during this movement. And she's going to leave her show, of course. So it's backfiring.
Hold on, what? Ellen Show was getting canceled?
Yes.
What? That's crazy.
She's walking away because she just got exposed. So
she's rich, so it's not really going to hurt her that bad.
She's going to be all right. Her pockets will be fine, but her reputation is fucked.
I think her wife has got a lot of money, doesn't she?
I don't know anything about her wife, really, but we all know Ellen has money. She's going to be fine financially, but, like, her show's gone. Her reputation's gone. She got some picking up to do.
That's so crazy because I remember my grandma used to watch the Ellen Show, and the Ellen Show, remember, she's got like all good vibes. Like people come on the Ellen Show and they're like dancing, and she's giving like little kids money, and like little kids are like doing like somersaults, and Ellen's like, "Oh, go little kids!" Like
How old is this show anyway? Like, is it?
Very good question. Let me look that up. This show's been around forever.
Since like the early 2000s.
Damn.
Pretty much.
Because I remember when Ellen was like semi-canceled back in the day because people found out she was gay and was like, oh, let's cancel her, which is like, all right, guys, she likes lesbians, like girls, whatever. Like, but then she came back with a show, and then like, I don't know. I just think it's crazy that like she's this bad of a person.
Yeah.
Allegedly. You gotta say allegedly.
Well, she had a pretty decent run, so.
A whole lot of people are accusing her, so. Let's.
But part of me does not trust every person that's like coming out the woodworks, because I feel as if some of them are just trying to like, get some money out of this or like run up a check.
That's always a possibility, but it's like, I feel like if it's one or two people that are coming out of the woodworks accusing her, then maybe it's probably like they might be lying, trying to get money out of the whole situation. But I feel like if it's multiple employees coming out in from multiple directions, I don't think that was all coordinated to just try to get money. No. I think that's a bad person getting exposed and people finally exposing them.
I think it's true if you hear other famous people say it, because other famous people a lot of times don't really like to like hop on the bandwagon because sometimes they might need that person to give them work in the future or something like that. But it's like when you hear someone from everyone like loves Raymond said something, right? That's what you said?
Yeah, it was the guy from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, so there's probably some truth to that because he don't got, what does he have to lose?
That's exactly. That's the one question you could always ask when employers like come out of the woodworks, like what you got to lose to expose somebody, like especially if you're no longer working with them. And it's when it's former employees coming out of the woodworks, it's like, of course they got nothing to lose, but people that are currently employed, they got something to lose, obviously, so they might not say anything.
So is that why you think it like took so long for all this stuff to come out? Because if everyone's been doing this for like 15, 20 years, like things should have been come out.
I think that in today's culture where a lot of people are getting exposed now, I think more people feel more open to speak up about certain things that were like very bad, that were just getting slid under the rug, and people just tolerated and turned turned a blind eye to. People kind of just ignored it because they kind of felt like they were powerless in a certain situation. Of course, if you're an employee of Ellen, you're going to be a lot more hesitant to speak up about Ellen and the producers because you're going to fear you're losing your job. But these are like former employees, and now we're in a movement where a lot of people are feeling more emboldened to speak up about what they see as wrong, racist, homophobic, or a toxic work culture. People feel more open to speak up about stuff now. So
yeah, like I'm not like completely surprised because you got to think about it. Like for a long time, this was like, I think this isn't common among Hollywood in general. Like how many times have you seen on a TV show where like the main character meets the person of their dreams and they discover that they're like a dick, like they're a terrible person. Like this is something that's this is something that's very common. So this makes me think that like in Hollywood, this is kind of like a thing that like this is just Hollywood's known for having a lot of people that are like that. So I feel like a lot of people didn't want to say anything because they're like, hey, if I go to this set, it's going to be the same thing and I don't want to lose my job. And you got to think about Hollywood. A lot of people are scared because this is their dream job. So it's like, you know, YouTube just now got to the point where it's like people can make careers off of it. But you got to think about like 10, 20 years ago, YouTube wasn't around. So it was like, if you weren't in Hollywood, how are you going to make money?
That's true. Damn.
Yes.
Evil all around us, bro.
Those are just very good points. And it's just like a lot of people, you just starting to realize, like, live a double life. Like they put on this nice persona like Ellen does and act like she's a perfectly nice human being. Then you find out all this stuff in the back and behind the scenes and all this stuff behind her, behind closed doors. So it's like people are getting exposed now in 2020. Everybody got a camera. People are more open to speak up and cancel you real quick. So it's like, if you got some shit, you better slide. Well, you can't really slide it under the rug now because people will find that shit. So it's like, if you're a bad person, but if you're a good person, you got nothing to worry about. Just if you're a bad person, you better start fearing for your career because 2020 cancel culture is coming for you. If you're a bad person and you got some hidden shit behind closed doors, especially if you're a celebrity.
Bro, could you see like Ellen like dancing around like, yo, fuck you. Like he's just like moving around.
Hey,
like
behind the scenes, who knows what Ellen was doing? That might have been what she was doing.
Honestly, that's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of funny to imagine. And then like
So,
you saying D?
No, I'm just trying to think of that right now. Just her dancing and saying "fuck you."
Yeah,
that shit just.
I can imagine that, like snapping,
like CeeLo Green. Fuck you.
Just like snapping her fingers, just like walking around onto her, like to the people around the set. Like I don't give a fuck. Make me a brownie, bitch.
Her former employees are probably doing that right now as we speak. After they accused her of all the toxic work culture they've been put through.
But
finally got their justice. Yeah,
but you know that they're at the same time it's bittersweet because it's like, yeah, you fired the boss, but you're fired too. So it's like
it's bittersweet for all the employees that are still currently employed through her.
Yeah, it's like that.
I mean, so what if they don't? Well, what if they fire her and like have someone else like host that show and maybe just try to like rebrand the whole show?
Well, they got to change the name.
Rebrand the whole show. Yeah, pretty much something like that. They can find somebody to just, take over because I don't want all those people to like lose their jobs because of her. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of messed up.
Yeah. But
so who do you guys think that could replace Ellen though? Like
I don't know.
Who like because you gotta think about Ellen is like a prominently gay person who come out that everyone agrees with. Even like conservative people will let their kids watch Ellen, which is kind of like unheard of because a lot of people who are like old school don't necessarily get along with the alphabet community. I'm just calling you guys the alphabet community. So
you gotta, I think you like have to pick a person that's part of that community that everybody likes. So, and it doesn't have to be a woman, like a female. It could be Neil Patrick Harris, if you know who he is.
Yes, that's fine. I wouldn't have a problem as long as it's not Billy Porter. And I'm not even going to get started on that one. But
what?
They just better do a background check on whoever it is they bring in to replace her Make sure they don't got nothing in their past history because people are getting canceled.
Bro,
Left and
they
right.
could do Rosie O'Donnell. Do you guys remember her?
Yeah.
She was in like every
Ne-
Nickelodeon movie in the 90s.
Yeah, but
She got canceled like 2 years ago.
Oh, for real? What she did?
Yeah, she did get canceled.
What
She got canceled before cancel culture even was a thing.
What did Rosie do?
She sent out some like tweets, and then like I don't remember what she said, but they were kind of like I think racist or like something stupid. And then once people called her out on it, like she said like, oh, it was these new like sleep meds that I was taking that made me act this way. And then that company who made that product, they said like nah, that's bullshit. That's not a side effect. That's on you.
Side effect makes you racist.
Yeah, it's just something like that. And they were like, nah, that's not from us. That's just you.
They're like, nah, that's not the meds. That's just your racist ass.
I'm on meds. I hate niggas. Like what?
Because remember her show came back, and then because she made that tweet, they like canceled that whole show all over again. So yeah.
L's on top of L's.
Yeah, they better check the background of whoever they bring in because people are getting exposed.
That's funny. Have any of you guys ever had like a bad manager?
I'm sure everybody has.
Yeah,
Yes.
we all have at one point.
Like anybody have any stories where you don't have to say a name or anything like that? But does anyone have any stories about any like bad managers?
Plenty of times, but I don't want to go into too much detail about the shit I freaking witnessed my last job.
Yeah.
I remember
maybe another time.
Yeah, I remember one of the many jobs that I worked through my youth. Like one of my managers was banging one of my coworkers. and then like she flipped shit. I can't remember what had happened, but I think he had did something. And then like he had no, this is what happened. This was funny. So like my manager was like super old. Like he was in his like 30s and like he was banging out one of the girls that was like I think she was like either early 20s or like maybe she was like 18 or 19 or something like that. Mm-hmm. She had like a baby or something like that. And then eventually like our head managers like had to move him to do another store once they find out. They're like, yo, we don't care if you bang her, you just can't do that at the same store.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because like 2 years later I saw him at the strip club.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and he was like tipping a stripper that kind of looked like the girl that I worked there. So I was like, does this man have a fetish?
Oh, nah.
He likes what he likes, and he goes for it. Kudos to him.
Yeah, I just thought that was just like kind of funny. I was like, damn. It's something like you hear about on TV, but like, it's kind of weird that shit actually happens.
That's pretty wild.
But guys, so this has been Unquoted, guys. This is your boy and your boy T.
It's your boy D.
It's been your boy J.
Okay, does anybody have any closing thoughts?
Don't blame drugs for your stupid decisions.
What's in the darkness eventually comes to light. So don't keep nothing in the darkness and don't do no shady shit thinking you're going to get away with it because it's eventually going to come to light.
All right, guys. And for my closing thought, I'm going to take it back to elementary school. Treat people how you want to be treated. So if you're a dick and you don't want to be treated like a dick, guess what? Don't be a dick. All right, guys. It's been Unquoted. Stay tuned for another episode.